Thank you for joining us. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and of course, this is Mature Living. We bring you all types of topics, subjects that we need to consider as community, as individuals. And for me, this is a serious topic. This is a topic that we're going to talk about, which are living donors. And so we've invited Grace Ortiz, who's not unusual to be on the show. And Grace, thank you for being with us. And you've invited Daniel Anchondo, who is a community lawyer, very active in the community, and he has a story to tell as well. Thank you for being with us, both of you. I really appreciate your time, and what you're going to share is even more important that we want to share. So tell me a little bit about how you're going to introduce this interview, Grace.
So I want to thank you for allowing us to just come today and talk about I think it's a very sensitive topic and an important one. And we have lots of individuals where, believe it or not, in our community, they've had circumstances or reasons where, they might need help, a different kind of help, where they need a living donor, someone to help them have a better quality of life. And, a lot of times they don't talk about it. They're in the background, they're quiet about it. They're not feeling well. And it takes us, all of us, to be able to advocate and to talk about it. And that's why we're here today, because maybe someone out there, can save a life and make a difference in someone's life who really needs help right now. And so Danny's here today, Daniel Anchondo. He's an old friend of mine, a special friend of my husband, who has a wonderful story to talk about, and I'm so happy that it was here to join us today.
It's great. And Danny, you're an attorney here in town. You're very active. You've taken on a lot of leadership roles in the community. I've seen you over the years just active, and I did not know, would you believe, that you have received organs twice. So tell me a little bit about what is a living donor? As a matter of fact, in my license, I am a donor in my driver's license. I don't know what that means, but tell me a little bit about what is a living donor.
Well, let me tell you, first of all, when you were talking about being an organ donor, you have on your driver's license that if something should happen to you, that you should donate your organs, that they will go to somebody else who needs an organ. Different type of organs are donated, kidneys, livers, eyes, hearts, lungs, veins, and the different donors. Now, a living donor is a little different, and we're going to deal with that because a lot of people don't know about that kind of organ donation. But a living donor is an individual who is alive and who can give an organ to help somebody who can't. One of the most that we see and that more people are familiar with is a kidney.
Yes.
As you know, we have two kidneys. And so some people who go into kidney failure lose the function of their kidneys. And so as a consequence, they may go on dialysis and be sustained living because they're on a dialysis, either at home or by machine at one of the dialysis centers. But individuals who are living can donate organs. And a kidney is one of the most popular ones that we have. Now, what happens is that an individual who needs a kidney may be and receive a kidney from somebody else. So individuals can sign up to be organ donors. And we encourage that because an individual who cannot function because their kidneys are gone, they're not functioning anymore, may receive a kidney. Like I have a kidney from that I received. An individual, in my case, was involved in an accident, passed away, and they harvested his kidney, and I have that kidney. So they transplanted that kidney in me. However, you don't have to wait for somebody to die for you to receive a kidney.
Danny, I wanted to ask you, do you
Sure.
have to be a match? Does one have to be a match or a family member to receive an organ or like a kidney that someone
Yes,
else needs?
they do. However, it's a lot easier now to receive an organ than it used to be. Now, there's different ways that we can do that, and it's in 15 minutes is not going to give us a lot of time, but I'll try to explain as quick as I can that an individual who wants to give a organ or kidney to someone else and they're not a match, what they do is they will look around the country for that individual who has a match, and then trade. They'll trade
Oh,
that organ to somebody else, and that individual can get a kidney. So let's say that you wanted to give a kidney to one of your cousins or a friend, and you did not have a match. You could uh, give that kidney to someone else, and that individual they'd find one for them
to
that would
match.
match.
I wanted to ask you because I want to get into this part. Your personal experience is really important as a recipient, a receiver, because not only did you get one kidney, but you have had two donors.
Yeah, well, I also have a liver. I had a liver donated 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, and so I am a two-time recipient of.
Wow,
But
you're lucky.
yes, I
Very
am.
fortunate.
Now in livers, you can't have them as a living donor because you only have one liver, and so you can't give that one away. But the
Yeah,
kidney
okay.
is a little different because that one you can, and it's worked so well now, and they've got it down to an art that people are saying, well, you know what? Yeah, but what will happen to me if I give one of my kidneys away? You can function all your life with one kidney, and
Yes,
a
my
lot of
brother,
people do.
my brother who is passed now, but he lived with one kidney. He lost it when he was a teenager, a young teenager, from a cold that settled in his kidney, and he lived, and he was a judge, he was a lawyer and a judge, and had a wonderful life. And I understand that Grace also is experiencing as a family member. Tell me, Grace, I wanted to ask you also about your experience.
Well, Miss Mary, that's why I'm here today, because my husband needs a kidney and he has kidney failure. And so I've had to deal with and share this journey with him. And so I've gotten to see the importance of advocating, speaking up, having a voice, and getting the word out. And just sharing and asking people, you know what, if you have the heart and you want to help, sign up. You never know. Just like Danny mentioned, two lives are saved because, well, if you're not a match, they're going to find a match, but then the other kidney is going to go to someone else. So two lives are going to be helped. And so, it's been I'm not going to say it's been a wonderful journey. It's been a difficult one. But if I can help in any way just by being on this program today and maybe save not just my husband's life, but many more lives, then I did the right thing today. And I appreciate the opportunity because it's a difficult thing.
Yes, it is. And Danny, I'm sorry I interrupted. I think you had a thought that maybe you wanted to finish in sharing. I want to give you
No,
that opportunity.
it's just a question that a lot of people are very concerned. They're afraid about what's going to happen and how can I do this, and am I affecting my life and stuff. Like we were talking about, you can live with one kidney. And what they do is, if when you give a kidney away to someone else, usually that individual has the insurance and they take care of everything for you. And so the one thing to do is just be an organ donor. And when you do that, they will work everything out for you so that both individuals are not affected and come out and are able to continue living a life, a normal life.
It's wonder, and it's a gift of life.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
gift of life for someone else that both kidneys are failing, and they just need one. And so we need to consider, and tell me how we sign up or where do we sign up. Danny and Grace, whoever wants to take this one, how do we start to sign up to be a donor? Where do we call or where do we visit?
Well, they have different organizations here in town, but one of the individuals that we have who call a living donor hotline, there's and I'll give you an opportunity to grab a pencil and
Yes.
paper to write this number down because it's so important. But
Yes.
the living donor hotline, it's an 833 573 6667.
Okay,
And
good.
that hotline is available to you at all times. There is also, if you can't get for some reason a hold of them, Southwest Transplant Alliance works here in El Paso and throughout the Southwest, and you can contact them to be a donor, whether it be a living donor or just a donor at 915 774 0142. And let me repeat that one again. 774 0142.
There's also two websites, Miss Mary, and it's www.laspalmasdelsolhealthcare.com, all one word.com. And then there's an area where you can click in, it says sign me up, and you can get yourself started. You don't have to go any other route. I'd like to give my phone number, and that's 915-667-0206. If someone has a question, I'm not going to hold you or make you do anything you don't want to do, but you can call me and I can give you more resources or information. I'm here to help. Again, I'm just trying to be a voice for all those who really need help right now. And what better time than this weekend to give the gift of life? And I'm grateful for that.
That is so important because and during this time of Easter, this weekend, a gift of life, if someone could make a decision and make that call just to get information, if you're thinking about what's your mission or who you can help, this is a great organization and a great way to help someone. Danny, I would like for you to say a few words about your experience, because you wouldn't be here today advocating for people to be living donors if you had not been helped twice. And we're so glad to see you, that you're vibrant, you've got good color, you're energetic, you're busy. Thank you so much. And you want to say something, please?
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for having me on. And, I've been doing this now for 20 years. And I go every place I can, any place I can get invited to. I travel around the state and talk, because people they feel that, if I need an organ, that's it. I don't have any more life. I can't go on. And you know what? That's why I go around and talk to them and say, hey, listen, I've been practicing law. I've been involved in the community, and I don't stop. And very fortunate that I did get organs that have kept me alive, kept me involved, and kept me trying to help other people learn about organ donation. Because as you can see, when I was real sick and people said, well, you know what, you're not going to make it and stuff. Well, here I am. And that's what I want for people to say about other people who need organs, that they too can make it and do very well.
Yes, very good. And Grace, we're praying for an organ donor for your hubby, who we love, and we think he's the greatest guy, and he's been a great husband, son, and so we pray that you also get a living donor for your hubby.
Yes, from your lips to God's ears. And again, I want to say thank you for allowing us to talk on a very important topic. And out there, I know there's someone who wants to give the gift of life, and for that, I'm grateful.
Thank you so much for being with us. This is a great message for Easter. And you know what? We're going to probably show this interview over and over because we don't want to let people forget that they could save a life, a gift of love, a gift of life. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
On Mature Living. And we're going to be back with some more guests. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for staying with us. Of course, this is Mature Living, and I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program. We want to continue our show with a guest that maybe is not unfamiliar to all of you. He's been on the show quite a bit because Joe Rodriguez is the Assistant Director of Parks and Rec, and he always brings us good information about what Parks and Recreation is doing, when they're closing, what services are available, are we going to be opening slowly? Just, we're all anxious to get back to those senior centers and those recreation centers, and it will be so good for our seniors. Welcome, Joe. Thank you for joining us, and I know you're going to give us a good update.
Hello, Mary. Thank you for having me. As always, I'm happy to come in and talk to you and tell the community what is going on at Parks and Recreation. As you know, we are also in the pandemic mode right now, but we've been really busy, believe it or not. We've been very, very busy with a lot of activities, and from virtual to driving meals, and I mean, you name it. We've done a lot of things. So if anything that you need to know, just ask and you'll get the answers.
Very good. We've all had to kind of turn the wheel. We've had to change our gears. We're almost driving a brand new program. We had to recreate our programs as we have done through the Senior Adult Program, providing our classes not in person anymore in classrooms at the senior centers, at the rec centers, but providing them now virtually. So tell me a little bit about the recreation services that you provide, so that if people don't know what Parks and Rec does, maybe a little introduction will help.
Yes, of course. So first of all, I want to tell you that I would really want to cover the senior meals first. So if you don't mind, I'll do that. So we are still open at all of our senior centers. And as you know, we have 11 of them coming in Chihuahuita. Chihuahuita is a small senior center that we work with also. So we're very active every Tuesday, believe it or not, every Tuesday. 3 days after we shut down, with the help of the county nutrition program, we were able to open up and continue to give out meals. So we're very thankful to the county nutrition program for working with us and being such a great partners. Because of them, a lot of people in South El Paso, East Side, Northeast, West Side, everywhere we have senior centers, they continue to have their meals. So every Monday we get together, put everything together at South El Paso Senior Center, and then the next day, from about 8:30 and 9 to about 11, 12, we give out food. So the seniors just do a drive-in. They drive in, they give them the 5 meals for the week, and they're happy as can be. And we also give them any information that we may have for them regarding other things. So we're very happy to be doing that. Other than that, we're kind of excited because there could be a possibility coming up where hopefully we'll have really good news for you guys in terms of not opening 100%, but maybe a little bit at a time, and also in a percentage mode. Our senior centers, a month after that we shut down, we're ready already with COVID-19 precautions on how to reopen. In fact, in July, we were ready to reopen, and then we had to shut down again. Well, actually, we never opened, but we were ready. We already had the distancing, the signage, everything. So, we're going to open some of the rec centers first, and some of the swimming pools. And of course, eventually we wanted to open the senior centers. And it's been you know, just trial and error, and just waiting and trying to stay active, keep our seniors active. Mr. David Lopez and his staff, they've always had the videos and in-person virtual learning for the seniors and exercising, and we have had a lot of activities.
I wanted to ask you if your parks are going to open. That's open air and sports. Are those coming about a little faster than the indoor activities?
Yes, the parks have been open already. We opened them for a while and then we had to shut them down, but now they've been totally open. We just ask people not to gather in large crowds. For a while, it was you couldn't gather at all. You could just use them to exercise. And then after that, we went to 10 people only or under. And now we're opening sports, outdoor sports. We're opening parks so you can use the playgrounds. All of that's already open. So because that was the worst thing that could happen, that you couldn't do anything, but then you couldn't even go to the parks, you know. So but it was all for the good of everybody that we did that. And so we got through that. We already we found out, Mary. In fact, we found out how important parks are and how important recreation activities are. People maybe never even took it for granted that oh, you know, who cares, whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a minute, parks are very important, and leisure services and the swimming pools and all that, please open them up. And then, you know, we do what we can, but this is when you find out how valuable things are around you, right?
That's absolutely right, you know, and probably one of the last things that will open will be the pools, and we're approaching summer. Do you foresee that the aquatic centers, the swimming pools, community pools will be open anytime soon, or is that going to be one of the last things?
This is what we're doing. We're doing phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So we're going to phase things in slowly, but good, you know, safely. So we're going to open, when we're ready, we're going to open some recreation centers. We're going to open some swimming pools, not to the public as per everybody comes in and just jump into the pool. No, we're going to start with some lap swimming and you know, something that we can control. And after we do that, even in the rec centers, after we open up for initial programming and 50%, 25%, whatever we do, after that, then we'll get the goal from Dr. Carranza from the health department to increase or to open up more, then we'll do that. So we are going to open up, but I mean, eventually, but it's going to be on a phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3.
One of the things I wanted to ask is, I know you're very involved in coordinating and planning special events. Do you have anything in phase 1, 2, you know, in their first phases that we can participate in or go to?
We're still working on what we call not so close contact events. Okay, so you'll still see maybe some drive-throughs. We're working on Dia de los Niños, Dia de los Libros. So we would like to invite everybody to participate, but we're not doing that yet. We're still going to keep it so that kids can get the books and the goodies and all that, but we're not into a lot of agencies and all that yet. Okay, so but you know, Mary, we're very happy that even though we don't have a lot of events, we do have them virtually, so people can log into our webpage and our Facebook and see events that we're doing virtually. But I'm happy to report to you that we were able to work with what we call Winterfest. And I don't know if you found out about that or if you went downtown, but somehow we were able to provide the citizens with that, with the holiday traditional decorations and lights and all that. So we're very proud of the whole team that we're able to give that to the citizens, and we pulled that off. So that was the grand event that we work with, and we're working on other ones like Mother's Day and Father's Day and 4th of July. We already have some plans. As soon as we get the go, you know, my staff, Enrique Valadez, with his special events, he's ready to go. He's been like itching to get going, but we just can't right now. So everything's still kind of drive-through and so on, but we're getting ready for the next phase.
What do you recommend? I know we need to be vaccinated. We need to make sure we're tested, often, that we're, not gathering with, even at home, with large number of groups. I think the restaurants are opening at 25%, 50%. Maybe we can go have a meal every now and then, but not with a big crowd of family members or friends yet. So what does the city want us to do? How can we contribute as individuals, as a family, which we all are, enjoying our parks, and the sooner we will open, the sooner the better, if we follow the rules, the masking, the distance learning. And boy, that has been ingrained in us for so long now, for a year, a little over a year now, and a year and days, that we have to be doing this. Even though we're vaccinated, we still need to wear our masks, especially our seniors. Wouldn't you think, Joe?
Yes, and I'm glad you bring that up, because that's going to be tough, Mary. As we continue to open, as you know, the governor has said that masks is now required here and there, right? But in all city buildings, we still require them, okay? But I just came back from Austin, and it was very tough because you went into some places where people didn't wear a mask. And then I was wearing my mask, and we were wearing our mask, and you kind of feel strange that you're the only one that's wearing it, but nobody else. So that's going to be tough for the El Pasoans. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of number one, and number one is you and your family. So no matter what anybody tells you, or people make fun, or they say this, or the stores tells you that, oh, you don't have to, it's optional, because that's what I got in Austin, optional. Well, you know that if it's optional, a lot of people are not going to do it. So don't make it optional for you and your family and your friends and your coworkers. Protect them by protecting yourself. So that's the message that I want to give you, that it's going to get tougher to wear a mask because other people are not going to be wearing a mask. So keep wearing it until we're like a 0% that you can get infected.
The more we wear our masks, the more we follow the instructions of the CDC, of our leadership, the sooner our parks will open. And we got to keep our community safe. We got to keep our seniors safe. There's been so much loss. Over 2,000 people have lost their lives in El Paso. And this has got to stop. And all we have to do is follow those rules. Where can they reach you, Joe? How can they get a hold of you to get more information? We want them to call because we want to find out how much interest there. Where is the interest, right?
Right, for sure. And as always, the Parks and Recreation Department numbers is 212-0092. And we do have a staff that's on call, and she's answering all the questions. It's 212-0092. And or just come to any of our centers. We have Wi-Fi centers open. We have other places that, even though we're not open for the community in general for programming, we're open for internet service. We're open for meals. We're open for vaccination. We just opened the Pavo Real Rec Center Vaccination Center and a few other. So we're always around in the parks or in the rec centers.
It's so good to see you, Joe, and talking to you, and that you're working really hard, you and your staff. I'm always curious also what we're going to do with the senior games.
I mean, we already got the goal for youth sports. So as soon as we get the goal for adult sports, outdoor activities will be first, and then we'll move indoor with a small percentage of number of people.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you always next week, and we'll see you, Joe, soon.